Welcome back.
Well, I hope you chose would you like to have a heart attack because that was the right answer. Oh, it wasn't.
And like his house just fucking falls over and dies.
The worst ending. No, I wouldn't. I didn't want to.
You're doing fine, aren't you? Or are you still sad about it?
Rin's question makes me realize that I haven't really thought about my illness for weeks. Aside from chugging down my medication every day, there has been no need to concern myself with my broken heart, which I'm only thankful for, really. Emo.
Yeah, and you know what helped? Chuffing darts. Am I right? Kind of. That's like the one thing about his lifestyle that sort of changed.
Darts?
Yeah.
Darts?
Yeah, like, yeah.
Getting to know new people, a new school, a new town, a new life. It has all caught me and made my past fade away. No, I guess even I can't dwell on the past indefinitely.
See, even watermelon doesn't really taste bad if you have to eat it.
Her half nonsensical closure seems to put an end to the subject in Rin's mind, so I just nod in uncertain confirmation.
Yeah, but watermelon's good, Rin.
Yeah, but watermelon flavoring is way less good than watermelon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really weird.
Yeah, I hate it.
Because it's not
watery enough.
Yeah.
You need the texture with the flavor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like drinking a cup of melon.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like watermelon sort watermelon, like when it like slaps, like it sort of just like explodes in your mouth.
Yeah.
Like you're eating like a water balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting way of putting it, but yeah, it's pretty close to that. I don't know how else you would explain.
It's like a little cum explosion in your mouth, but it's delightful.
It's like you broke into like, you know, like when you like crush a wet sandcastle, and it's all like
It's like
has like that texture, but it like falls apart and it's all moisture.
Mm-hmm.
Something like
and
that,
then
I
it
guess.
dissolves, right?
I don't know how to explain it.
Watermelon's good.
Eat watermelon, kids. Also, if you're a kid watching this, why?
Yeah, spit out the seeds.
Don't swallow them or
They'll
you'll
grow in your
toss
belly.
as
You'll
me.
give birth to a watermelon. You'll die.
Watermelon vine will come out your pee hole.
And then your mom has to rip it out like a cord on a lawnmower.
Like moms have to do when you're born.
Yeah.
They have to rip it out themselves.
That would be so fucking metal.
Kourtney Kardashian did that.
That's so fucking metal.
Yep.
Fuck it, I'll do it myself!
She pulled her own
Give herself a C-section by ripping open her chest
pulled
like
her own kid out of her own vagina.
like an angry Scotsman, you know?
Yeah.
The visual I have. There are two kinds of silences. Awkward ones that you want to break and comfortable ones that you don't mind. The first kind is bad because it makes your thoughts go awry, like mine do now. Looking at Rin makes me feel bad. I don't want to feel like this. Looking at Rin makes me feel exhausted. I really tried my best. She tried to. I have no idea. But we ended up like this, and she ended up screwing up her exhibition opening. Feels like we are at a dead end. There is no direction to continue to. I reached out for her yesterday, thinking it would be the last time. She walked away. I want to be me. What the heck does that even mean? Rin, if anyone is
I wanna be me.
definitely herself. I feel kind of relieved that I'm not the only one to blame, but this still grates on my mind.
It really grinds my gears, Lois.
It really grinds my gears, Rin. Why did she run away? It didn't even make sense yesterday. It doesn't make sense today. The thing that she said, like, they should make sense, but they just don't to me. You know, about the thing you just said.
Which one of them?
And a wall of text. Painting. So I said something like that to me before, that a true artist does not paint because she wants to, but because she must. And I've been wondering about what she said. Why do artists have to paint? My question is probably stupid. At least Rin looks at me in that blank way that she seems so.
I don't know. Am I an artist?
Well, you paint stuff and you have an exhibition too. I'd say you qualify.
I think I still don't know, but okay.
The thinking pause that follows seems to last half. Unlike most people, Rin doesn't flavor her thinking pauses by body language or saying or anything. I noticed I might prefer her way. The usual way even annoys me, as if people were so infatuated by the sound of their own voice, they just have to keep making some noise, even when they are just thinking what they could say next. Rin just comes to a full stop.
That's how everybody watching this playthrough feels when I scream very loudly. I think.
No, if you do, then fuck you.
Yeah,
audience.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Joe says all the time. Who cares?
Yeah.
Lainey, you're awfully silent. That's kind of sus.
I'm hungry.
Rin just comes to a full stop while she is thinking. It's disconcerting because reacting to people spacing out is always hard, but she comes off as less obnoxious.
I think I want someone to see what's inside me. Not the way doctors and serial killers do.
I hope not.
The way that doesn't make me feel lonely. This is what you call metaphorical, you see.
Please don't lecture me about self-evident things.
It's not self-evident that this is self-evident.
So you present a painting to someone expecting to magically see a glimpse of your soul?
It's not like that. It's just a little like that, but not really. Don't you understand?
I do and I don't. You know, I feel a little of despair every time you ask that question.
What question?
About whether I understand you or not. She seems almost surprised at my clarification.
Oh, it's not really a question. It's one of those kind that you don't have to answer.
Rhetorical.
Yeah, that's the word. A question that is not a question is a rhetorical question. How nice. That reminds me, it doesn't really make sense. What kind of a question is one that isn't a question?
A rhetorical one.
What kind of answer is an answer that doesn't answer anything?
Is that
She
a
belongs
rhetorical
in Alice
question?
in Wonderland.
You're not funny. Yeah, wait, it's very, very, very...
Just like a Mad
It's
Hatter.
charming, though. Yeah. You know, I feel like... Who does writing like this? Who writes like this?
Alice
I guess.
Wonderland.
Does Shakespeare ever do like something like this? Either way, I feel like Shakespeare would fucking nut at this game if he played it.
Absolutely.
What a strange sentence.
First he'd be like,
said.
whoa, computers? And then he would play this game and be like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And he'd just cry.
Uh-huh. And he would get all the bad endings and he would be fucking destroyed.
Yeah. He'd come and then cry.
Uh-huh. He'd cry, don't bully me, I'll come. I think that's like a phrase that he should have like capitalized on, invented before anyone else, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he really could have banked on it.
But if you don't like it, would you like me to say something else then? I don't have any good ones though, so how about your pants are on fire? This can be our secret language.
Rin's honest to goodness silliness, made twice more ridiculous by the fact that I know she is dead serious, derails me like it always does.
She's
like-
silly.
She's so random. RXD. It's like some kind of safety lock to prevent me from becoming too much of a worrywart, dragging even my own thoughts off the ground where they should be. Makes me smile confusedly, but only on the inside. Even though the corners of my mouth are not drawing into a grin, I am still impressed by her ease of wrecking any attempt at being too serious. Could she, should she will so, forget and ignore things that bug her, things that bother her? Could she, should she will so, be free of whatever burden being her means? Or am I the only one who feels burdened by being myself? No thanks. But still, the times when I feel that I am on the same page as you are pretty rare. Feels like there is this huge gap, and sometimes you just go to the other side and I don't have any way to reach you from where I am. It's like you are in some completely different place at times, even though you're right here. That's right. There is an insurmountable discontinuity and imaginary glass wall that blocks comprehension from happening. There might be a gap between any two people, but that's a gay two people. But with Rin, it feels more tangible. Rin does not react to my thoughts, not to the ones I uttered aloud, nor the ones I did not. It's even worse with art. I'm not very good at art, I admit it. I joined the art club because I thought it could be interesting. And I guess it is. I like art, and I like your art, and I like you. I can't comprehend it. And I'm pretty sure nobody really can.
It's sort of like this sort of writing is like confusing, but it's also it's like fun to read, I think. Right?
Yeah, it's all over
Sort
the
of.
place. It's Space Casey.
Yeah. And like I feel like, you know, because I always suck the writer's dick on this, but you know, it's charming. I like it, even though it is like a bit, you know, it is like very much a tone shift, I think. But it like I guess it works because it is supposed to be like a tone shift, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brain stopped. Sorry.
It's okay.
This seems to worry her slightly.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I guess that art is meant to be interpreted, not understood. That's how I'd put it.
That's a sad thought.
Guess it might feel like one. Does it make you feel sad for yourself? Rin thinks about this for a while, then shakes her head surprisingly vehemently. The first thing she focuses her eyes on afterward is me. Both of these things make me glad and relieved. That's good, isn't it? Anyway, you should go see the teacher and apologize properly. Think he is worried about you? Can he do that? This time she nods her head. Only it's not as vehement. The hallway is empty, almost intimidating. Nomia's office is the art classroom at the other end of the third floor hallway. Our steps echo disturbingly. The atmosphere is unlike on a normal afternoon. It feels like the school knows that nobody will be coming back for a month too. The door is open, but not very inviting. I'll wait outside. Nodding barely noticeably, Rin strides in without stopping and naturally without knocking. Maybe that's why it takes a few seconds before I hear the teacher's voice from inside.
There you are.
Hello.
A conflict arises. Should I stay here or go somewhere else?
Should I stay or should I go?
Not even sure if I even want to eavesdrop on them. Manners lose the curiosity, so I stay close enough to listen in. Their voices echo in the hallway, but no matter. There's nobody around save for me.
Dear girl, what on earth were you thinking, leaving like that on the big night? I couldn't say anything.
Compared to Nomia's scolding tone, Rin sounds awfully quiet and withdrawn. Words seem to drown under his.
I have to say, I am very disappointed in you, Tezuka. It was no good at all. Never mind all the things I did for you, but what about Sai? What about all the guests who wanted to meet you? There was nobody, even Hisao. You have embarrassed us very badly, Tezuka. Reputation is what counts, surely you know that. It's alright, I don't need it. Don't need? What do you think you know?
Rin's replies only seem to agitate the teacher more, his voice rising with every sentence.
The path to an artist is a thorny one, I'll tell you that. Thorny! You have to see the big picture. There will be bad times and good times. Things are like they are. It'll be alright, even... You might now think that it's oh so wonderful and easy, but how far would you have gotten without me? I won't always be there for you. When you lie on the floor of your minuscule room, your rent 3 weeks late, your mind blank on the 4th week straight, then you will wish that you had listened to old Nomiya a bit more. When you keep measuring how the shadows of your chair becomes longer over the spring because that's all your lethargy allows, maybe that's when you will start caring about your career.
Dad, stop!
That doesn't matter. Your resolve is not enough. I'm not a resolved person. You're not a resolved person. Then tell me, why did we go through all this trouble if it amounts to a mosquito's shit?
Gross.
Oh dear, the teacher blew a fuse. Him yelling at Rin makes me feel bystander's guilt. If I had gone with her, maybe he wouldn't have gotten so angry. If I had not let her run away, he wouldn't have gotten angry in the first place. If I still could go and save her, I don't know if I can. I was the same. I yelled at Rin too, and I'm feeling all the more embarrassed about it now. I felt justified to vent my anger at her face just because I felt it was her fault that I was so frustrated. I was no more justified than the teacher is. Ugh.
I mean, the teacher's way more justified at being upset with her. Like, he did do a lot of stuff for her, and I don't think he's handling it right, but he put a lot on the line for her, and she kind of just walked away. I understand why she walked away. So, like,
literally.
I don't know. Hisao's such a fucking asshole, and he's so far up his own ass that he's the only thing that he can see that, like, yeah, me and the teacher are in the same spot. It's like, no, you're not. You just told her she should do it once.
Yeah.
Like, he's actually put, like, a lot of work in and talked to a lot of people that he knows and, like, who respect him. And yeah, exactly. Like, he went out of his way to connect her and set her up. Like, as an adult, we understand all of these things. As a kid, we wouldn't. But, like, Hisao, like, has no place to be like, he's not justified and neither was I. Like, Hisao's not justified, but the teacher definitely is. He should be nicer to her and maybe not scream, but I see why he's impatient and he's losing his temper. Hisao almost has no place in comparison.
Yeah, he just did one got milk ad.
Yeah, like, literally, he was just like, maybe you should do it. And then she decided to do it. Like, that doesn't mean that he put, like, all this fucking time in and, like, set her up and did all this shit for her. He was just like, I don't know, maybe you should do it. And then got mad that she was doing it. So he's not justified. The teacher is 1,000% justified. Hisao needs to be, like, he just, like, he doesn't realize that there is, like, a world outside of himself, and it's nuts. I guess it's teenagers, though.
Yeah.
A terrible silence sets upon the hallway. Rin does not have anything to say to Nomiya, whether she has to run out of answers or she knows that arguing would only make him angrier is anyone's guess. The teacher has nothing more to say either, it seems, or maybe he just ran out of breath.
He's like, he has a heart attack.
For a moment, I imagine the two of them just staring at each other, one full of red-hot anger and the other full of, yes, what?
Yes, what?
I can't tell how Rin feels. Not before, not now.
Not ever.
Teacher seems to expect Rin to say anything too, but since she doesn't, he finally continues in a quieter, but not less angry voice.
What worth is there in doing work? So much work, if the outcome is nothing.
Still, Rin will not say anything.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have gotten so excited.
Excited isn't how I would put it.
He does not sound sorry at all. Rather, his tone is cold and sharp, like he was spitting the words out of his mouth.
Spitting hot fire!
It seems that I was expecting too much. You, not an artist after all.
Dang.
Yeah, not sorry at all.
Dang.
He storms out of the club and downstairs without noticing me. Sideways like that.
He gives you the Luigi death stare. Is like,
yeah.
It's just like goes.
Steven,
by.
do you remember my old boss at the zoo, whose eyes would bulge so far out of his head that when he looked at you sideways, like his eyes were creepy because they were so far out of his skull?
Yeah.
That's how I imagine he walked by you. He didn't turn his head. He just looked his eyes over at you, and they were bulging so hard that it was terrifying.
It's like a gecko.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chameleon.
He storms out of the club room and down the stairs without noticing me. After he is gone, I peek carefully inside the classroom. Rin is left standing there in front of the teacher's desk.
Couldn't say I'm sorry.
She says it into the humid air of the classroom, not to me. But since the room won't answer her, I will have to. That was unfair of him. He was angry, but still. I can't decide how to end my sentence. Disdaining the teacher feels like disdaining my own behavior from 2 days ago. Stupid, but correct in hindsight. Rin won't answer, staying petrified where she stands, so I walk up to her.
Push her down. Make her eat dirt.
She stood up for herself in a way. I didn't expect that. I can't determine whether it's unbecoming or not, but either way, she did it. Against me, she never did. I sort of wish she had. Maybe I would not feel this bad then. Lately, it really seems that I've been wishing for all kinds of things. Rin.
Go away.
Joe?
Yeah?
Is this actually a good ending, or are we gonna want to fucking die again?
A little bit, but it is like literally the last ending, so it's good. It's good.
Why? What are you saying?
I don't believe you.
You're angry with me too, right?
Yeah, I am, Joe. I'm angry with you too.
I thought you were my friend. I thought he was too.
I made you cookies. I am your friend. I am your friend. You're the one pissing me off.
I'm sorry. Just wait. It's gonna be good.
Her voice is unlike I have ever heard it. It's bitter, sharp like needles, and she keeps staring pointedly at her toes. I don't think it's about that. He wants you to be something you are not, and take a deep breath and finally catch her eyes in my own, locking our gazes. Sorry, I wanted us to be something else too, more than friends, ooh. Maybe that's why I couldn't contain myself and became so frustrated, just like the teacher did.
Oh, the teacher wants to be more than friends? Gross.
What more? There's nothing more to me than me. That's all I am. I don't understand that.
Well, the answer should be obvious, right? I remember myself thinking of the purpose of friendship, to put up with everything and anything, to be there for your friend. Did I fail as a friend, thinking it could be a stepping stone for something else? Maybe because of those thoughts, I didn't manage to put up with things to keep it together. And outrageous as Rin is and was, I shouldn't have let myself get caught into that. Especially when I started feeling the way I did towards her. So did I fail? That's what her eyes seem to ask. I'm sorry, Rin. I might not be able to be your friend. I don't think I could ever be a good friend to you. I say these things because they are true, not because one of us would like to hear them.
Yeah, I don't like to hear it, Joe. What are we doing here?
Just wait. It's gonna turn around. It's gonna turn around.
Better not be lying to me.
Everything. Band-aids have got to get ripped off eventually.
You're a Band-Aid.
What?
Okay.
But there's something that must be said. The finality of my words creates a shaking silence. For what could either of us add to that? I'd die of a heart attack.
Why? Why does all of this happen? People are doing things I don't ask for and don't want, and everyone keeps getting angry at me. I have no idea what's going on anymore, and I can't stop feeling like I want to run away from everything.
She shuts her eyes tight and breathes out deeply, calmly. When the eyelids open, all I can see is dark green desperation.
That's a great brand name.
Yeah.
Same with all-purpose potatoes, Joe. What do you think of that brand name?
That's pretty cool.
I love all-purpose potatoes.
Funeral Jello.
Funeral potatoes would be a great band name, actually.
Yeah. I have no idea what's wrong with me.
Her frenetic outburst stupefies me for a moment, and for a heartbeat, we just gaze into each other's faces. Seeing her confused eyes desperately looking for answers from mine only makes me sad because I know I have none. I don't know either. But you know, you yourself said that things are not right nor wrong. They just are. You either accept them, work to change them, or give up. It's not that I hate you or the teacher Nobia does. I just think that I'm the kind of person who gives up when he feels like he can't go on. And even if you hate it, this is how things are. I'm saying pretty cool things, but I can't. I'm pretty cool. I can't stop myself. The words keep rolling off my tongue with slow heart certainty. I can see them hitting Rin, almost like physical blows. As with wetness gathers into the corners of her eyes, they are still wide with a shock of rejection. No! As the tears start rolling down her pale cheek, she does nothing to stop them.
Just wait!
I'm gonna stab you.
Okay, like, you do want to die a little bit, but it gets better. like when you're at the doctor's and they say, you're gonna be just fine. And, you know, they're lying.
You're lying to me then.
No, but you didn't die at the doctor's office, did you?
Joe?
As they fall,
stab you.
As they fall down on the floor one by one, she stands still, staring at me with a gaze full of hollow disbelief. But reality catches up. Rin slumps forward as if she was deflating and buries her face as deep in my shirt as she can. Look at her cry. She shouldn't be crying. Rin is heavy and featherlight when I support her weight. She doesn't really sob or bawl, just leans against me, letting her tears burn through my shirt and into the skin underneath, and into my bloodstream. And I let her, bringing my hand around her shoulder in a clumsy hug that does no good to comfort her. I can feel Rin's vertebrae against my fingertips, like hard and jagged reminders of how messed her slim shoulder quivering against my palm is pitiable sight, and the hopelessness of being able to cause the Rin's sadness keeps shredding my heart. To To make a girl cry is the most despicable thing to do.
Yes, Steven.
Even Rin. What? Especially Rin. Yeah. Behind that veil of aloofness, Rin is just a human being too. Just as confused, scared, and lost as any of us is. Most of the time it seems that there is no rhyme or reason for what Rin does and says, but for once, I think I really understand how she feels. But no words can express it, and no words can make it better. So wordless we stay, quietly waiting for her tears to run out. Time passes agonizingly slowly, even the lazy specks of dust floating in the air seems to pause into a standstill. The obligatory wall clock is ticking distractingly up from above the door. I decide against counting the seconds because it would make them feel longer. Ugh. Eventually, Rin stirs a little and, still smothering herself against my chest, mutters into my shirt.
Let me be here for a while. Please, Sal. Just give me a little while.
A soothing deluge spreads into my consciousness. The knowledge that while being here for Rin is all I can do for her, that's all she wants right now, even after all we've gone through. Sure. So she stays there.
We've gaslit her into loving us. We did it, boys.
We did it, boys. Wrap up the show. But I still can't bring myself to draw her closer so I can embrace her properly.
Rin's back on the menu, boys.
Pussy's back on the menu.
We mansplained, manipulated, and male-wifed.
It's because doing it would make me sad that I don't know if I could bear it. Ugh. The realization that we might never really be able to become what we want to be for the other crystallizes into my mind as a diamond-hard enlightenment. Pain surges through my heart like an electric shock. It's painful because clarity hurts. What can we be? What can we be for each other? What meaning is there for us desperately cling to each other even though it seems so futile? What should I say to Rin? How can I make her feel better? I don't know any of those things, and I fear knowing them would only hurt more. Forcefully, I push all that out of my mind because I don't want to be thinking of hurtful truths. My thoughts calm down soon enough. The sadness disperses until all that is left is me and Rin. And the tender feeling of her warmth and softness against my chesticle. When did I fall in love with her? I can't remember, but I'm certain it was way before the warm touch of her lips on my own. On that orange-colored afternoon when she was sick with cold and I went to see her because of unclear reasons. Her carefree attitude, the air of the otherness around her, all the things that make Rin herself, those things that catch me with irresistible force. The way she could take in anything and everything, giving it the only value she herself placed, weighing all of the things fairly and even without prejudicing the world as she wanted. This is something I could never do, and Rin was probably more of a muse to me than anything ever was to her. She seemed so free to me, truly a free spirit, while I, constantly worrying about everything, seemed so inhibited that it all was almost embarrassing. Maybe that's why I latched so tightly onto Rin, trying to get inside her world that was so different from my own bleak life. Before I noticed it, that irresistible force pulled me dangerously close to her, but it turned out to be way too alien for me. I had forgotten Newton of all things. The gravitational force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the objects. So if two people feel something for each other, even though feelings are not governed by the constants of the universe, I can't help thinking that for some time now I've been a satellite to Rin's brightly shining planet. Planet Rin. The thought makes me almost laugh. She really does seem to be from another planet at times. Minus green skin and possibly some tentacles. Perhaps because of the stifled laughter, Rin pulls away and I let her go, feeling the cold when her warmth goes away and slight embarrassment for letting my thoughts run wild like that. I credit that as Rin being a mad influence on me.
A mad influence?
Oh man, when I said that, I was like, man, that's a weird way to put it.
You read it wrong.
Yeah, I did. I definitely did. While being glad at the same time that she can't read thoughts for real. Rin's bitter tears have dried up, and she looks a little more like herself again. The lost look in her eyes is still there, though. Her gaze wanders around restlessly before stopping at me. What happened just now? Oh, whoops.
Yeah, that's me, Steven.
I haven't done
Back
that in a while.
Back to the basement.
I'll paddle his feet later, don't worry.
I'm the new Steven.
Oh, here's your mustache.
Yeah, that's a good idea because I just shaved. Yeah, like me and Steven share like the same facial hair goatee. we just switch when the other needs it.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened just now? Can you tell me?
What's he doing?
He's trying to get underneath my body.
Oh.
You know how he do.
What do you mean?
I cried.
She says that hesitantly, as if not believing it herself. Yeah? She keeps staring at me as a pleading guidance so that she wouldn't have to feel so lost.
Why?
You were sad? Is that what you want me to say, but isn't that obvious?
I don't know, it feels weird to cry.
What? I don't believe it. I mean, everyone does that. I bite my tongue before I finish my argument about normality. Norms do not apply to the person I'm talking to.
It always felt so wrong. Different from what is in me. Like I couldn't really tell what I felt. So I started thinking that maybe I don't know what I'm feeling. Maybe it's me who's wrong. I thought those kinds of things. I thought that painting was enough because it felt that I did at least that right. That all that is inside of me could become a picture if I tried really hard, and it could. It doesn't feel like it's enough anymore, because nobody else can see that I will still be alone. Was it wrong to try? Everyone got really angry at me for that.
I've rarely heard Rin say this much at once before. Once she finishes, she simply shuts up, looking so neutral that it's hard to believe she just said what she said. I don't know what to think. Rin was so desperate for someone to look at her pains and somehow see right through them into her soul, to understand her feelings because she felt she could not express them in any other way. How can one say whether that is right or wrong? Could it be that all this time she's been trying to reach out to me like I've tried to reach out to her? I sit down on a desk to think and rest my legs that kept us both standing in a long while. You know, when I read a good book or look at a starry sky or whatever, sometimes I too feel something profound. Like I don't know how to describe it.
I don't know.
But the instant I try to put it into words, I feel that I lose something. It doesn't feel as real, as true as it did inside my head. It feels a bit phony. Damn, even what I had just said felt phony. Offer a smile that is meant to be between funny and self-deprecating, but Rin doesn't react. Anyway, it might be that nobody can express their true feelings so that others understand. Reality has no chance of living up to what someone has inside their head. Nothing can match that, not even your paintings, except for maybe you. But I suppose you can't keep everything inside, you'd explode for real then. What I'm trying to say is, I don't think it's wrong to express your feelings even if you use painting as your conduit. You just can't expect people to understand you any better than they would if you did it any other way. In fact, you can't expect people to understand you at all. It's because everything is so subjective. You see the world the way you do, but it's different from anyone else.
My ears are cold.
Yeah. But isn't that terrible?
Guess it is in a way. She frowns, looking probably as stricken as she can, which is not much. But it's enough for me to understand that Rin is not particularly happy.
I think it might make me sad after all.
Yeah, I know. I wish I could do something to help it. I don't think I sound bitter, even though I am a little. This is my problem. I cannot be what Rin wants for her, and for the same reason she can't do the same for me either. Ugh. She just makes a difficult face, carefully trying to pick the words she wants to say. So Rin has times when it's hard to say anything too.
Can't be helped, I think. But if you say that, it makes me feel a little better.
Ugh. It's funny how some seemingly irrelevant things are the most significant ones at times like this. Like how Rin's voice is very, very small, barely audible when she says that. And how even her short bangs can cover her eyes when she looks downwards. And how they can't cover the deep color rising on her cheeks and all the way to the tip of her ears.
Her ears aren't cold.
Well, it turned into a very interesting shade of red. A deafening silence follows. It's very awkward, as if I saw something that wasn't meant to be seen, even if it wasn't on purpose. I don't know what to say, but I keep feeling like I should know. She doesn't either. Still, it feels like there was no momentum to lose, even if we kept silent. Like if we had some weird wordless connection that would hold even so. Rin keeps shifting her weight from one foot to the other restlessly, looking everywhere around the room except at me. She is the one who finally breaks the spell.
Can we go? I don't want to stay here.
Yeah, of course, where? My reply is covering my nerves as badly as her question is covering hers.
You can go wherever you want. I want to sleep. I haven't really slept for a few weeks. Feels like there's a flock of light blue butterflies inside my head. It makes it hard to think properly. Kind that you think is too blue to really exist, like Emmy's panties in the morning.
Whoa.
She shakes her head, and I almost expect a couple of ultramarine colored morphos to pop out of her ears. Or panties.
Do that again. Do it again. Go back.
Wait.
Huh? Make her shake her head.
There we go.
Yay.
I don't know why it wasn't working. Okay.
Yay.
A small smile tugs upwards the corners of her mouth.
That reminds me, the blue, not the panties. The word for a flock of butterflies is a swarm. I looked it up.
That makes my eyebrow raise into a questioning arch. Why don't you use it then?
I like the other word better.
Why look it up in the first place then? Oh, then you should use it, right? She nods and falls silent, her gaze escaping mine to the side, attracted by the dark orange sunlight refracting from the windows. We stay like that for a little while, me silently looking at her, silently looking out of the window. Hey, are you alright now? She glances at me from the corner of her eye, looking wistful again. The sunlight's reflection doesn't betray any more of her inner feelings.
I'll need to think about that.
I want to continue this conversation, grasping at those straws that she finally revealed to even exist. But Rin is looking out of the window so absentmindedly that I know she won't be responsive in any way that would make sense. It's like some kind of defense mechanism of her being sensible. Her mind is like a butterfly in itself, always fluttering somewhere away whenever it's stirred. Just when I thought I could see behind her veil, she jumps out of my reach again. Maybe that's just how Rin is. Maybe that's something I should accept to get some peace of mind. Okay, I'll walk you back to the dorms then.
Thanks. Really?
The empty hallways of the school devoid of its students feel very lonely. Less than 1 hour after the summer vacation begins, the building seems to be deserted, and all that intrudes on the stillness of the hallways are our footsteps. The change is sudden, but it shows how the building is just an empty shell, dead without its students and the teachers. It's as though the school has become a private world for only the two of us, a desolate place filled with silence and chalk and dust.
I think I have to change.
She says it out of the blue while we walk down the staircase from the 3rd floor, still managing to feel like she is mirroring what I was thinking just before. That's what most people must do. That's the last thing we say to each other that day, even though there would be much to talk about. And in those words drown all encompassing silence, disappearing into the stagnant air as if they were never said.
Next time on SUBPARCADE.
Next time on SUBPARCADE. What did I say? Good ending.
That's it?
You're headed towards it. No, it keeps
okay.
going. There's more scenes.
I was like, that doesn't seem very good.
Next time on SUBPARCADE. But it's not. It's going in a positive direction. You see, you have to. You have to address the shitty first, right?
Your positive direction. You're also a band-aid.
Okay.
Yeah, take that, Joe. Ha 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 ha. Hi, Mark.
Ha ha ha, Marky.
Oh, hi, doggy.